There we go. You got it. Yeah! Yeah!
Mike Tyson traded his legend status for clown after partying with Jake Paul at Donald Trump's inauguration. Yes, the same Jake Paul he once claimed to hate. It's shocking but true, Tyson's actions completely contradict the image he once upheld, leaving fans questioning his authenticity.
I think I'm I can handle this situation. You gonna knock him out? I think I'm gonna hurt him, yes.
Now, fans like us are left picking up the pieces of our shattered trust. For a year, Tyson and Jake Paul dangled a fake rivalry in front of us, playing with our emotions like puppeteers, only to pull this stunt. The clip of Jake lifting Tyson onto his shoulders like a gym bro? It broke the internet, and not in a good way. Then Jake had the audacity to tag Tyson as his best friend on Instagram. Oh please. The betrayal runs deep. The more I think about it, the more their motives reek. Tyson and Paul are officially the scammers of the decade, and we fans are traumatized for life. What do you get when a boxing legend trades punches with a YouTube troll, only to cap it off at a presidential circus hosted by Donald Trump? The biggest joke of the century. Mike Tyson, Jake Paul, and Trump in the same room feels less like news and more like the setup to a terrible joke nobody wants to hear.
Some people claiming that it was rigged because many people bet a lot of money and they lost a lot of money.
Let's break down this mess and figure out how Tyson and Paul turned the sweet science into a bad Netflix comedy. It all started with a so-called boxing match, Tyson, once the most feared man in the ring, versus Jake Paul, whose most dangerous weapon is his Wi-Fi connection. They squared off at AT&T Stadium in Dallas, a venue that has seen real legends, only to turn it into a reality TV set. The result? Paul, the walking YouTube comments section, somehow walked away with a unanimous decision over Tyson, who spent more time looking confused than throwing punches. Yeah, sure, that seems totally legit.
Reason and one reason only, and that is the money. He's getting paid so much money to do this, so that tells me he's getting bought. So again, it is sad that someone like Mike Tyson...
I'm going to hurt this young man, Tyson declared. Bold words for someone who spent the fight getting jabbed by a guy who built his career yelling into a camera about pranks. And Paul? He vowed to knock out Tyson because, apparently, delusion is his secret weapon. The whole thing felt like two middle school kids arguing in gym class, except this time, millions of dollars were on the line.
Jake Paul, Mike Tyson fight.
Interesting.
Script. How so? What do you mean by
It's just
script?
weird. Just
Like scripted in what way?
no, I don't know. I actually really like Jake Paul. It just seems so. It's odd, bro.
The timing. It's a timing.
I mean,
He
it's
fights
obviously
two-
odd.
No, he fights two no names, beats them both.
Tyson, bless his heart, stepped into the fight talking tough.
I think I can handle this situation. You gonna knock him out? I think I'm gonna hurt him, yes.
Then came the weigh-in, the peak of absurdity. Paul accidentally stepped on Tyson's foot, earning a slap so weak it could have been choreographed by a high school drama teacher.
Well, X has spoken. The fight was scripted. Everyone is talking about this on X, and the script was actually leaked on X a few days ago.
Tyson's legendary death stare made a brief cameo, but Paul's profanity-laced meltdown stole the spotlight, like watching a toddler throw a tantrum at Target. By the time the bell rang for the actual fight, it was clear to everyone watching, this wasn't about boxing. It was about who could sell the best performance in this circus act. Here's where it really stings. The fans, bless their hopeful hearts, actually bought into this nonsense. They believed the trash talk, the fake animosity, the scripted drama. And what did they get in return? Two millionaires laughing all the way to the bank. They're calling it the heist of the century, but honestly, that feels generous. Tyson and Paul pulled off a classic con. They didn't just humiliate themselves, they spit in the face of boxing's integrity.
He's an angry little elf. Mike Tyson, I thought that was a cute slap, buddy, but tomorrow you're getting knocked the f*** out. I'm f***ing him up, Burial. I'm f***ing him up. He hits like a... It's personal now. It's personal now. He must die.
Wait, it gets worse. After this so-called epic battle, where did these supposed mortal enemies go? Trump's inauguration party, of course. Because nothing says credible athlete like schmoozing at a political rally turned frat party. Tyson and Paul were spotted laughing, clinking glasses, and posing for Instagram like long-lost BFFs. The highlight? A photo of Jake Paul lifting Tyson onto his shoulders like some victorious gladiator. With his fist raised, Tyson looked less like a heavyweight champion and more like a dad embarrassing himself at a family barbecue. And Paul, never one to miss a clout opportunity, captioned the photo "Best Friends" and tagged Tyson. Because, of course, a scripted fight magically creates besties. Nothing says brutal fight like playing frat brothers at a Washington shindig. It's almost impressive how fast they went from "I hate you" to "let's hang out." The bad blood? Thicker than Paul's boxing credentials.
Icon, and it's just an honor to be able to fight him. And he's obviously the toughest, baddest man on the planet. So it was really tough, like I expected it to be.
$60 million. That's how much the so-called Netflix boxing spectacle raked in, now better known as the $60 million heist. And calling it a heist doesn't even do it justice. Jake Paul, humanity's least requested experiment in boxing, walked away with a jaw-dropping $40 million, while Mike Tyson, the once unstoppable destroyer of the heavyweight division, settled for a measly $20 million. $60 million for what? A glorified sparring session disguised as a sporting event. Fans have dubbed it the heist of the century, and honestly, for once, the internet got it right.
What is your assessment of Jake Paul, the boxer?
A very good fighter.
Do you think he deserves respect from the public?
Absolutely.
Hey, that was a good slap. I like that.
Tyson and Paul didn't just sell tickets, they sold the dream. Tyson's larger-than-life reputation and Paul's talent for stirring up internet drama combined into a marketing Frankenstein that could have sold ice to a polar bear. People flocked to their screens, expecting blood, sweat, and the sweet satisfaction of Tyson teaching Paul a lesson. Instead, they got a bizarre mix of WWE theatrics and YouTube drama, with just enough boxing thrown in to legally call it a fight, and the backlash? It was glorious. Social media exploded with fans who felt pickpocket while smiling for the cameras. Comments like "they played us for millions" and "rigged fight equals money and friendship" were the tame ones. Even the folks who illegally streamed the fight, yes, the ones who didn't pay a dime, felt scammed. When even the freeloaders are mad, you know you've reached a new level of con artistry. But don't worry, Jake Paul's glorified PR team, MVP Promotions, was ready with damage control. They released a statement saying rigging a professional boxing match is a federal crime. Oh, fantastic. Because reminding people that rigging is illegal totally proves you didn't do it, right? That's like saying, I can't be a thief because stealing is against the law.
I'm just fighting to take care of my bills, basically. I don't have the stomach for this kind of no more. I'm more conscious of my children and those guys looking at my appearance. I don't have that ferocity. I'm not an animal anymore.
Does that mean we won't see you fight again?
And if you thought Jake Paul was going to take his ill-gotten millions and quietly fade into obscurity, think again. The guy's already plotting his next circus, with a shopping list of opponents that reads like a combat sports hall of fame. Floyd Mayweather Jr., Ryan Garcia, and even UFC powerhouse Alex Pereira. Yes, you heard that right, the guy who just spent 12 rounds avoiding punches from a 57-year-old thinks he's ready for the big leagues. Honestly, the audacity is impressive. Someone give this man a trophy for most delusional athlete of the decade.
Foremost, Mike Tyson. It's such an honor. Let's give it up for Mike, bro. He's a legend. He's the greatest to ever do it.
But let's not overlook the sheer comedic genius of Paul's antics. This is the same guy who turned stepping on Tyson's foot into a viral moment, the same guy who slapped a boxing legend like he was auditioning for a soap opera. Maybe next, he'll challenge a bear to a fight or take on a squirrel in a backyard showdown. Jake Paul doesn't do boxing, he does performance art. It's a circus, and we're all guilty of buying tickets to the freak show.
Different thing, man.
It's a different thing with that guy.
Well, it's like Matt always says, play to your strengths.
Yeah,
no
but you
doubt.
know, you got to take that payday. I mean, what did he make out of that fight? He probably made $10 million.
Yeah.
And Jake Paul's very smart, man. Like he gets guys that he's bigger than.
He's
The only
younger
time
than.
he fought another boxer his size was
He
Tom
lost.
Fury, and he lost. Tom Fury?
Good fight.
Tommy Fury.
Very good fight. Very good fight. You know, I think he's like any other young up-and-coming boxer. It's just everybody dismisses him because he's a
There we go. You got it. Yeah!
And then there's Mike Tyson. Oh, Mike, the baddest man on the planet, has officially completed his transformation into a walking punchline. This is the same guy who once struck fear into the hearts of every heavyweight alive, now reduced to playing Jake Paul's sidekick. From biting ears to cashing checks for rigged fights, Tyson's career arc has gone from legendary to laughable. Sharing a buddy-buddy moment with Paul at a party after their so-called fight? That's the final nail in the coffin of his credibility. If this was supposed to be his comeback, it's time to bow out gracefully, or at least delete Instagram.so. Here's the big question: was it worth it? Was $60 million enough to justify turning boxing into a meme for Tyson and Paul? The answer is clearly yes for them. For the fans, though, it's going to take a lot more than a legal disclaimer to erase the taste of this scam. This wasn't a fight, it was a financial mugging with a referee. Tyson and Paul weren't opponents, they were partners in crime. The only people who got knocked out were the ones who believed this was ever about boxing. Imagine being a diehard Tyson fan, tuning in to see the legend reclaim some glory, only to watch him get outmaneuvered by a guy whose biggest accomplishment is convincing people he can fight. And let's not forget Paul's fans, those who genuinely believe this guy is revolutionizing the sport. Newsflash, he's not. He's just turning boxing into another cash grab, complete with Instagram captions and viral soundbites.